G'day everyone, I'm Declan,
And I'm Julian.
and welcome to the first ever episode of Talking Ball, where we're going to talk all things North Ballen and all things Supercoach.
Indeed, yeah.
Ready to get into it?
Looking forward to it, Dick.
Yeah, it's going to be a big year. So we thought, Supercoach, thanks to our good friend Julian here, was exceptional last year, very close, tight race. And we thought we got to give it a little bit more energy. We got to give it a little bit more hype, get some more people built up around it because it is such a good concept and we just don't want to see it go to waste.
No, definitely, yeah. It's good to get everyone involved. It gets everyone around the club. You got guys at the ones watching the guys in the fives and so on. Hopefully everyone's cheering on their players rather than hoping other players fail and captains aren't giving their team
Too much of a go.
and vice versa, not a go if they don't have them. So.
Yeah, I agree. And we've got the new website set up this year, so it's pretty easy to register. $50 entry,
Yep.
20% going back to the club, the rest going to our winners.
Yep, and
So-
you should also mention MicroCloud, the major sponsor.
Oh yes, we've
So
got a
MicroCloud-
sponsor on board, MicroCloud, and we will be getting to that. We've got a few MicroCloud related prizes to give away hopefully throughout the year, so that should be great fun. And I'm just hoping this year my team, the Jingle Bell Slayers, can go one step further. Jingles knocked me out last year in the final round by only a few points, so I'm hoping to take him one step further.
Yeah, it came down right to the wire. So, yeah, you're definitely one of the favourites going into this season, Dick, for
Just
sure.
hope I can live up to the hype. So this year we're gonna have a few different segments on this show going forward throughout the year. After each round we'll be putting out an episode and we'll be talking about players of the week. The MicroCloud team of the week I believe we have, and what they're getting a bit of a prize, aren't
That's news to me. No, I think what you mean is the team with the highest score each week is going to win a V-neck pillow, recommended retail price of $89, I believe. So it's super generous from Tony and Jono and the good people at MicroCloud Betting. So that's just added bonus to the prize pool. To have that every week, everyone's in the game. Even if you're coming last, you're still a chance to win the weekly and come away with the MicroCloud.
That is
pillow.
huge news, and if you have a back and his neck as bad as mine, I'm sure that'll come in handy. But today's episode, we're just going to try and set up the season a little bit, I think. So we're going to try and help those coaches who aren't that sure, about what to do, whether they need to make any trades, or if you haven't set up your team yet, we're going to try and give you a little bit of a snippet of who we think that you should be getting into that team. So we're going to go with our players to watch. And who do you have first up, Jules?
First up, well, I'll go from the weekend. So we had a practice match. The ones are on the main oval, and the sort of twos and threes and a few extras are on the synthetic. Now, players to watch for value, firstly from the synthetic game, would be James Fawcett, in my opinion. Yeah, he's had a really big off season. He's got himself a lot fitter, and there's no reason why he can't dominate with bat and ball and in the field. I believe he got a wicket on Sunday. He definitely got a catch. He definitely got a few runs at the end. Probably likely to at least start on the forwards and play there for a while, you'd think. So it's really a grade where someone like him should be looking to do well.
And I played with him a few games last year, and him in at short cover there, his catching is absolutely lethal. You do not want to hit it anywhere near him. Yeah. So that's not that bad of a pick, I don't reckon.
And what I'm hearing from the main oval deck, and I'm hearing a lot of big raps on this boy, Xavier Bateman back to the club, which is fantastic.
From the Declan McLaughlin Coaching Academy.
Yeah, apparently you coached him, so it's great to have him back. We've seen a few videos and that on the webpage today. He's looking good. Apparently winning all the time trials and whatnot. So, that's what I heard. So, and he's an all-round cricketer, bat, bowl, field. So, I think he could be a bit of value. So it's a bit hard to price up too because a bit of an unknown.
Going into the ones, probably playing most of the season.
Yeah, he'd have to be in that mix for sure. So, I mean, obviously a guy like him, if he's in the ones, his scoring will be probably lower than if he was in the twos. But you'd think, by what I'm hearing, he's probably pretty cemented in the ones to start off with anyway, I'd say.
Well, I've backed him into. I'll give you a little tip. He is in my team, and I think you'd go well to have him in your team too. I'm going to go a little bit of a different route here. I'm going to go someone who, maybe in the last few years has been copping a lot of shit. No one's really been backing him in, but I'm going to back him in this year as a player to watch. I saw him on the weekend, and he looked in absolutely exquisite form. This is Hamish Gans, all
Yeah,
right?
that's a great call. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping, we'll see what happens. I'm hoping to be having a few big partnerships opening the batting with the twos. Hopefully he gets in there, and I'm backing him in. One day as his attacking form looked excellent. He was creaming them everywhere on the weekend.
Well, the interesting thing with Hamish is he has been classified as a wicketkeeper. Now,
Ooh.
whether he's going to wicketkeep or not, that's up in the air. It'll probably depend on what happens with selection above and whatnot. But he can take the gloves. Now, he is in the keeping mix, and you can only pick one keeper, but he's certainly a guy that's going to contribute with the bat. And if he can get the gloves, then there's a few more extra catches.
That's just an added bonus, I think. There, he will score big runs this season, and it was hard for me to pick. And I've got to give a little bit of a shout out myself to the man who I opened with on the weekend, TK. His attacking shots excellent, but some of those defensive forward strides, they were something straight out of the textbook. And I think, he's been in and out of whether he's playing cricket. I think if he commits this year to play all year, he is someone that you might need to pick up there.
Yeah, no, TK, look, he'll be the first to admit he didn't have a great day in the field on Sunday, and I was a bit worried for him. But he doesn't lose any points he did drop a catch or two, so he lost a few points there. But he made it back with the bat. He looked really good. I mean, that was a pretty good opening attack. Riley straight up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, went down with back injury. Hopefully he's right for Saturday or Sunday or whatever it is. But,
He's one to watch.
Tom just made him look second rate, if I could say that.
TK might even have caused that injury from Riley looking for a few extra kilometres there, because TK was just
and I haven't seen Riley look second rate too often, but yeah, Tom was looking pretty good. So yeah, he's saying his commitment's there. And,
I reckon it will be, and I reckon so. Those are our little players to watch there, and now it's time to move on to the next segment. And this might get a little bit heated, might get a little bit controversial over the weeks. This is, of course, time for Declan's Dagger. Now, this one hits a little bit close to home this week. I'm going to have to, in fact, dagger my own brother.
Oh, God.
That is right. I'm going to be daggering Julian Cohen. And you know why? Because, Julian, you ran yourself out this weekend. Don't put this on me. I hit a beautiful shot to mid-wicket, to Gunny's right. He had to dive to stop it. I reckon he almost had to chase it halfway to the boundary. I call yes, get halfway, see Julian hesitating, stop. He even checked the time, and then he decides to run down the other end, and he falls short by this much. And then he's got the nerve to put it on me. I am daggering you, Julian. You need to work on your running this Thursday, this weekend, and throughout the entire season, because I don't want to see any more of that coming.
Yeah, a bit of mayo there, Deck. But I'd like to actually re-dagger you for that mayo. Firstly, I'll accept that I probably may not have been backing up that much. I thought a full toss you'd actually be able to put away rather than just hit it straight to mid-wicket. But maybe don't hit it straight to mid-wicket and run and just expect Gunny, being a little bit older, to not be able to bend over and pick a ball up and underarm it into the wicketkeeper. So, and to say I was out by that much, I don't think I was actually in the picture screen. So,
all right, we'll
agree to disagree.
We'll have to leave that to the viewers to decide. Leave in the comments who is to blame for that run out. Is it, the young lion who can run super fast, or is it old mate over here who maybe should have been a little bit further down the pitch?
Most people are going to say me, if not all.
All I got to say is,
turn it up.
All right. Now we are getting serious, all right? And this, once again, might be a little bit controversial. This is a new segment we're going to release throughout the season, and we'd like to leave some suggestions of topics to cover in this part of the episode each week. This is going to be called Bull or Bants. And so how this is going to work is we're going to both say a comment, and the other person's going to have to say bull, as in, no, that's not true, that's ridiculous, or Bants, yeah, agree, that's going to happen. All right? Would you like to start, or would you like me to?
I'll open the batting here.
All right.
Got my notes here.
Mm-hmm.
Max Tompkinson is the most under-bowled player at the club currently. Bull or Bants?
No, I'm going to have to go with bull there, because I think I'm the most under-bowled bowler at the club currently. But I will say, Maxie's bowling, when he gets it in a good spot, he can turn it and he can create real problems. But that being said, he can drop it short every now and then. So I'm not going to. I will agree that he is underused, but I don't think he is the most underbowled. And plus, they've got a pretty good bowling lineup in that one, so it is hard to find. If he's stealing overs off Smithy, I don't think Smithy will be too happy there.
Fair enough, mate.
All right, my one for you is Howley needs to value his wicket more and bat some more time because he's a good batsman. Bull or Bance?
That's definitely Bance. 100%. I mean, Johnny Howe, he knows it. I've talked to him about this. There's no reason he can't be one of the best batters at the club. He's got all the tricks, but sometimes upstairs it just goes a bit missing, I think. And he'd be the first to admit that. We know he can hit the biggest balls at the club alongside Elliot Forbes, probably. But, 6 and out, what good is that going to do? We need him to be there, make the big scores. And, he's got so much talent that he should be one of the best batters and therefore one of the best pickups in Supercoach this year.
All right. Well said.
Okay. We sort of touched on this one earlier, but Tom Kinsey is in for a really big season with the bat. Bull or Bance?
Oh, definite Bance. I'm seeing this season that he will score another ton like he did a couple years ago in his farewell match. He's on his Jimmy Barnes reunion tour here. He will never retire and he will score. I'm going to say right now, 300 runs for the season.
Yeah, that'd be a good output. Very good.
I'll have to put that there. All right, final one here. Bull or Bance, Elias Gunn will score more runs this season than his old man.
Ooh, I'm going to say Bull. Sorry, Elias, mate. Gunny is a flat track bully. We've seen him. He's playing down in D synthetic, and he just dominates down there on that ground, and he can blast 4s and 6s. So I'm going to go with this season. I'm going to go with Anthony to score more runs, but I'm thinking Elias has a bigger future than Anthony, and I'm thinking it won't be maybe next year that on turf or later this year or even early this year that Elias will be scoring more runs on turf than Anthony. So a bit each way, but
yeah, bit on the fence there. We don't really like that.
I'm going with Dad Gun here.
All right. You've heard it here first. A few big calls there, and we'll have to see how they play out throughout the season. But I think that's pretty much. We don't have much to talk about with this week. It's just a bit more of an intro episode. Get you guys familiar with how things are going to run, and we'll have a few more segments drifting in and out throughout the year. So be ready. It's going to be a big season. Get on Supercoach. See if you can beat me, but as long as someone beats Jingles, I'll be happy.
Yeah, and hopefully, get some feedback in the comments and let us know, what we can work on, what we did well. Hopefully, it's pretty positive and it's a bit of a laugh, and it's something we can work on and bring everyone together and talk about all things Bull. So
and let me know who I need to dagger, because although I could probably dagger this bloke every week, I don't want to have to. To be honest,
that could get a bit awkward.
So we'll leave it at that, and we will catch you guys next week.
Cheers.